So can you tell me where I am, who you are, what you're doing?
Where you are or where I am? I am Varese Layzer. I am mostly a photographer. I'm at the Lower East Side print shop, and I'm trying to print a photopolymer plate, a kind of photogravure.
Now, you've grown up in New York all your life?
Yeah, I'm a native of the Upper West Side. And I went to high school on the Upper East Side, a public high school I'm very proud of. And I spent most of my adult life outside of New York.
So tell me about that. Where did you go to and why did you come back?
I just tore the paper. Wow. Well, I left because it's very competitive growing up in New York. For me, I went to a very smart public high school, and everybody there is like smart enough to get into Yale and Harvard, and I just wanted to get away from them as much as possible. And so I decided to go to California and ultimately actually Scotland and Ireland.
Wow.
Yeah. And I came back because my parents died and it was no longer as difficult to be here. And I had missed the people all my life. I have wonderful things that happen to me every day on the subway, in the elevator, in the building. These great experiences I have of people helping each other out, giving each other a seat. That's my world. That was my mom and dad's world too. A lot of neighbors were really always very supportive and helpful in our building. It's kind of a village. That's how I feel about New York.
Now you're going against the whole grain of what people think about New York. You know, New York as being brash, as being pushy,
I know.
as being aggressive.
I know.
But you're
they're
saying
wrong.
you came back here because you feel that's not the case.
That's correct. That's correct. And I know a lot of other people who feel this way also. Brash, maybe, but in a warm kind of way. Listen, part of it is that I just really was very tired of San Francisco, which is a very passive-aggressive place. So maybe what I like is aggressive.
So tell me about your experience at San Francisco. How do you find California different from New York?
Well, again, I don't know all of California, so I may just be speaking to the Pacific Northwest, Northern California experience. But people are over entitled, disingenuous. I don't mean my friends. My friends rock, but they're, as I say, over entitled, disingenuous, vapid, self-serving, and flaky. Like, you make an appointment to see somebody in New York, and they either say yes or no, or I'm going to be late, or whatever. And then, as if by magic, they show up, or you know that they're not going to. But in San Francisco, they're like, to the right, okay. In San Francisco, they're like, oh, dude, oh, it totally flaked. And you're like, but, and that kind of thing, I think that wears thin. And then they're like angry at you because you care about what time it is. That kind of thing. I don't find I have that problem here, or in the UK for that matter, or Ireland.